we did analyze the failures as a company, as an individual, myself, and also said what can take us along. I think my simple 3 powerful mantras that carried every time was continuous learning, understanding market challenge, and
Welcome to Ofofo Studio. My guest for today is Chidha from Sumeru Solutions. Chidha is the Chief Program Officer over there, and he also likes to help startups launch their technological journey, which means that if you have an idea and then you don't know how to go about building an infrastructure supporting that, Chidha is the man for you. Chidha also helps a lot of small and medium businesses kickstart with their cybersecurity journey. He's been a thorough professional in the same, and now he's sharing his wealth of knowledge with other companies and with us. Welcome to the show, Chidha.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah. So take me through your day-to-day routine. What is it like for you?
I start my journey with a breathing exercise, and that keeps me fit to be very, very focused. And that helps me a lot. And that's where my journey begins in the morning. I'm an early morning person, wakes up about 4 in the morning almost every day. So that's been my journey. And then I do a lot of study, understand market trends, industry challenges, market shifts, what's happening, especially in the cybersecurity industry, because I'm passionate very much about cybersecurity, especially in protecting startups. I've gone through a journey where multiple startups have failed repeatedly with the simple problem of not having basic cybersecurity hygiene in place. I have seen them struggling day in and day out, and they think it is super expensive. But telling them, guiding them with the information, saying that, man, it's not necessarily to be very expensive. It can be budget friendly. You can do simple things to keep you protected, to keep you safe online. And that's where I think I spend a lot of time talking to people. In addition to list of things that I do every day for my day-to-day job work, I think my sheer passion is to communicate this knowledge to people, to make their life easier, and democratize security for that matter, if I can say it, and then ensure best defense is available to all. And that's where my passion is.
That's an amazing thought, Chidha. How did you get started on your cybersecurity journey? Was that your first job?
No, that was not. I'm a structural engineer by profession.
Oh my God.
I did my master's in structural engineering, worked for an offshore structure company called Techno for 4.5 years. Then with my passion towards contribution, Art of Living had started a company called Sumeru Software Solutions, and their whole spirit is you do your job, but whatever profits you earn post-investment, they donate to social upliftment projects. And that resonated with me well. So I said, man, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be comfortable, I'm going to be earning. At the same time, post-investments, whatever that I can contribute to the society, I thought, why not? Let's pick it up. So that's when I started the journey. I don't know what to do. So we are 2 guys. I had my roommate who's an IIT Madras guy, and then we all said we'll start building technology. So we started with exploring ourselves with Ruby on Rails back 16 years ago. So started, and then Elance was very popular. Today it's called Upwork. So we have been doing a lot of freelancing work here. So slowly build the team for Sumeru. And then we've been doing technology for startups for quite a long time. So in the process, every startup that we build, one way or the other, they were struggling on the cybersecurity space. So
what were some of the most common things that you have faced?
The first thing that we see is that they repeatedly get vulnerable to the phishing attacks. So this is the most common thing. And today, if you would have seen, around 70% of the companies globally in 2023 fell prey to ransomware. And if you see that, 40% out of that is through email attacks. And that is significant. So the simple basic awareness, I said, man, why are these guys getting repeatedly becoming victim every now and then? So we said, what can we do about it? And that's when we slowly started with giving them cybersecurity awareness training. And that was our starting point. And then we said we'll build our practice. And then Sumeru had some kind of cybersecurity people around. So they had some people who are ethical hackers, well certified, doing vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, etc. I said, man, let's put together all of this together. So the team which was there, I took over and I said, whatever that we are doing, I wanted to categorize into two things. One, simple, startups can resonate to, which is basic cybersecurity hygiene. We call it as BSH. And then we said whatever service that we can do after, we thought we'll call it as above security hygiene, so that we'll take you from where you are to the journey that you need to be. So then we put together all of this, a simple journey that started with giving cybersecurity awareness training to doing small VAPTs of infrastructure and application. Today, we stand there to guide startups, help them travel the journey of security, build the security first culture in the startup company that we are working on. Because any startup where we build technology, we just don't think through design part. We just think through security aspect of it. Bringing in that security culture for those startups from the start point till the end, put a slow, simple steps and tell them repeatedly, boss, it doesn't need to be expensive. Let's walk you through the journey. Let's understand your business priorities. Let's understand your crown jewels. Let us understand your vendor ecosystem, your partner ecosystem, your external attack surface. Let's put together a simple journey, understand your gap, and then take it from there. And a journey that started simple today now has become a big full-fledged cybersecurity journey for us.
I can imagine. That's pretty thorough, like everything that you spoke about. Can you elaborate on BSH and ASH and how they are different?
Yes. So let's start with BSH. So first, when I start with a startup company, so let's start the journey there. So what do I do? First, I understand what is their current posture, either internal or external, and then compare them with industry standards, let it be ASVS or CIS controls, and understand what is their security gap is. Do a full-fledged gap analysis. And once the gap analysis is complete, we understand the likelihood of risks and the likelihood of exploits. Nice. It can be good set of vulnerabilities, but if they are very difficult to exploit, then there is no point spending too much time there. So once I understand the vulnerabilities and their likelihood of exploits, I go to understand what their business priorities and business goals are. Right. Once that two are married and mapped to each other, I found out the list of things that we need to do as mitigation steps. So now the journey from understanding the gap to the list of things that needs to be done is very clear. Once I have those, I'll put a MVCSP, which is like a minimum viable cybersecurity plan or a systematic security plan. The definition of minimum viable, let's not get complicated. Simple thing is, because I wanted to do things which require minimal effort, minimal cost, but it gives you significant value, greater value for me. So that is MVCSP. Put out a plan, things that to be done today, after, and eventually thereon. So just put a journey of that SSP and then implement it, perform the whole journey, otherwise the plan stays there. And then whatever we perform, we remediate, we fix them, we fix the issues, and then again put a metrics to measure of what is happening and consistently improve. So this startup journey, whenever we engage with the startup, this is the journey of the consulting piece that we do. Once I have that list of things that needs to be done, I categorize them into two. That's where BSH and ASH comes in. Now coming back to basic security hygiene is simple. Because all you need is, first, you start with your simple passphrases or strong passwords. Right. Second, you take regular backups. Right. Third, regularly update your software. Then you have BSH, which is simple VAPT on your network or on your cloud or on your application. Have all of them slowly one by one in place. Network, cloud, and application. Then finally, make sure that you train your employees, give them the basic awareness so that they don't fall victim. They understand what is a phishing email, they understand what is a ransomware attack. They have the basics of it. Once these all, we put it in place along with, if needed, MFAs in place, EDRs in place, web application firewalls in place, whatever basic that needs to be done, and not just implementing those, assessing them for their efficiency and making the list of vulnerabilities and helping them fix them. That's the whole journey that we go. Yeah. The challenge here comes is that we don't get people who committed to us at the beginning saying, hey man, this requires a lot of investment or a lot of technology support. So I repeatedly go and tell to the startups that first, you guys need to understand that cybersecurity is no more a luxury. It is, you have to be proactive. Yeah. You have to protect. And what you can do best is partner with some great cybersecurity team members to begin with, who's a right fit for you, and start the journey with them, trust them. And how you do, now a lot of people used to develop outsource technology at the earlier stage, saying outsource cybersecurity to people. Walk them with the journey. Eventually, before you realize, slowly, step by step, you would have built a significant amount of work, because hackers are absolutely relentless. Absolutely. And security is a forever war. Yeah, yeah. You can only protect. Yeah. And you become very strong in getting your basics ready. And that is BSH for you. Yes. Identify the gaps, fix them, and remediate. Got it. A lot of people say, I don't have remediation expertise. What do you do? Remediation depends on language. I have Java, I have C++, it is different. I don't know. This is my business requirement. Operations is not allowing me. Sales is not allowing me. I cannot fix this. I have to keep this port open. Sweetheart, right now, this all list of things. But in this case, if you are deciding purely based on a non-security person in the room making a decision on security angle, you become vulnerable. Saying in that piece, take our help.
That's very powerful.
So come to us because we have found the list of vulnerabilities, put out your business constraint to us. Because as a person, that's where I spend most of my time. My tech team comes with a list of vulnerabilities. Business team comes with a lot of opposition saying, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. Bring a party who understands business, who understands technology, who understands security. So the point that I see, intersection point where I play significant role is an intersection of technology, security, operations and business processes. If this three can be well understood, and if I could map in front of me and say, this is the way to go forward, and that adds a lot of value to the startup ecosystem. And that's where I spend most of my time, where I love to spend my time.
That's probably the definition of an ideal CISO.
Yeah.
Let's go to the ASH part. Say I have my basics covered and I'm maintaining basic hygiene, the processes are going on. What are some extra steps that I can do in order to not be completely invulnerable, but still be the best?
Yeah. See, the definition of BSH again varies from company to company. What we can do is we can start with something similar. So at the end of the day, there are basic set of things that you need to do. Like I've said, passwords, MFAs or passwords or passphrases, MFAs, your regular backups, your regular software updates, then your BSH on basic VAPT on your network cloud application, then cybersecurity awareness training. Some cases you have to also put a SOC in place, having an incident response process in place. And once you have all of this in place, then you go to the next level where we start with saying, you do a red team. You give us an open target. Let's go hunt it. Because hackers think very differently. Hackers think very differently.
And they also communicate within each other.
Yeah. And the group, we think startup is a small segment for them to attack. But you look at small hackers who are learning things, collaborating together. If all bad people can collaborate together, why not good people? So we collaborate all together and then we see outsmart hackers as a whole objective. So then what we do, we go with the red team objective where we go behind targeting each of that everything and then compromise somehow. You can use data from external attack surface because today 70% of data breaches are contributed by external threat vectors.
Wow.
That's crazy. So once you have that information, but you start with, I say, I don't even have my assets listed.
Right.
So in BSH, you would have done asset inventory.
Yeah.
You have some kind of automated vulnerability management in place. If you don't have any of those, my dev has created a new instance for me because they wanted to do a testing. How do you control them?
Yeah.
So you get a lot of shadow IT that's coming into the perspective. Now what we do a red team. We triggered by external attack surface, data inputs, or penetration testing, do anything compromise. So red team is part of ASH.
Yeah.
Second is threat hunting. Look at your SOG logs. What is happening? What could be the hypothesis? What could be the potential intent of the malicious hacker who's coming into the ecosystem? Read the logs, study them, understand what could go wrong or what could potentially be wrong in the whole system. So doing a rigorous threat hunting is also very critical. Now have all of this in place. The third main important thing, I felt in this whole journey, DevSecOps is something that has been very, very beautifully ignored by us.
Can you elaborate for the viewers what DevSecOps and its practices are?
Yeah. So let me complete on the ASH and then go to DevSecOps. So DevSecOps is part of ASH, threat hunting, and then we also do a significant red teaming activity there. So for DevSecOps, people say, you have three teams to collaborate, which is operations, your developers, and your security. People say, man, I'm a startup. I'm just getting started. Why do I need DevSecOps? I don't even have a CI/CD pipeline. I don't have even a DevOps in place. How do I start with DevSecOps? And the moment we talk about application security, people say, I have SAST, I have DAST, I have IAST, I have secret scanning, I have vulnerability management. Man, what do I look at? The industry is now talking ASOC, which is Application Security Orchestration and Correlation. It has moved to ASPM now, which is Application Security Posture Management. So we said we wanted to make it easy. My simple objective is, how do I democratize cybersecurity? And how I can give best defense to everybody possible. So in that process, we did a lot of research and then finally arrived at a product called Bowman, which is like a application security ASOC or ASPM product or a DevSecOps product, way we call it, because industry understands it differently. The team person, somebody may understand ASOC, somebody may understand DevSecOps. So we said it needs to be simple. It needs to be a simple plug and play where you put in. It has to consolidate. The ASOC whole concept is to consolidate information from multiple tools, put them together. Today, the biggest problem in industry is that you have set of SaaS tools, you have set of DaaS tools, they run them independently, and all of those vulnerabilities are listed separately. It is by scan, not by the application, which is the core. You wanted everything by application. We said we'll go one level down. Why can't I map from scan to by application to by developer who has put it in the deployment store? So we went to that journey and said we will consolidate all the results, put all of them in place, put an AI engine to it to understand what are the list of vulnerabilities that are immediate priority for us. So we got all the inputs, not by type of scan, by SAST, by DAST, by everything, by application, and then we mapped by application, because we know who deployed, who the developer who did this, because we have multiple, everything coming to a CI/CD pipeline. We listed the list of vulnerabilities, prioritized them, and the biggest challenge with all of these tools is 70 to 80% are false positives. So now, how do you remove false positives? Okay, if system removes something and I wanted to make a true positive, then what do you? So we built a whole dashboard ecosystem where it can interact with users, mark some as false positive, or mark what is mentioned, already marked by the system as false positive back to true positive, and then put a list of vulnerabilities, get the list of remediation items that we can do. Based on the priority, we also put in the remediation suggestion. So we integrated ChatGPT there because now the luxury is there. So we had an engine to prioritize, and then now with ChatGPT we could get the best solution for you and then communicate back to them saying these are your priorities. So now a single platform, starting from your SaaS to secret scanning to DAST to SEA, which is composition analysis, everything together listed by vulnerabilities. The question came, why are we doing all of this?
Yeah, I mean, but it's also, I mean, that's a boon for CISOs. Like, if I'm thinking about it, like a single pane of glass software that basically consolidates applications that do not talk to each other or processes that don't talk to each other. That I think has a lot of
absolutely, absolutely. So the question, so we said the earlier, I think as a journey that I've gone through, I've seen a lot of failures myself, one after the other. But the reason that we analyzed, I think now gave us a lot of strength to go behind. Are we ahead of the market curve? Am I understanding industry challenges and market shifts that are happening? Am I backed by a solid market data that I'm going behind in building a product? So once we did this, we found this problem to be significant. 84 out of 100 applications, 100 are targets. 84 out of 100 attacks target applications. Which is 84% are targeting web applications. Okay, if that's the case, then the second journey we did was 70, you will not believe, 76% of the applications when scanned for first time had significant list of critical vulnerabilities. Oh my God. A little more stats for you, if you can visualize it. 90% of companies across the globe, they do not protect their business assets securely. With a 300 plus billion cybersecurity market and a 10.5 trillion expected 2025 cybercrime cost. See, cybercrime cost, we had...
How much did you say?
10.5 trillion is cybersecurity, cybercrime cost. See, it was 3 trillion in 2015. We are looking at 10.5 trillion in 2025.
How do you even imagine that number?
So that's a cybercrime cost. And cyber industry on the other side is coming with 300 plus billion in 2028. That's the focus we are looking at. And because it's obvious, right? So 90% of the people do not have a basic security things in place to protect their business assets securely. Now with all of this in place, we said we need to democratize security. So with this stats, we built this Bowman platform. Now a simple plug and play tool integrates into your CI/CD pipeline. Matter of minutes, you are up and running. and all your scans are automated runner. We have integrated all open source tools already. Commercial tools on need basis, based on whatever your preferences, we can integrate and give it to you. Of course, whatever licenses that you need, you have to put in. Now you have, for one scan, for SAST you can have multiple tools. DAST you can have multiple tools, both open source and commercial. Now all scans are run, consolidated, vulnerabilities are listed, false positives removed, things are prioritized, and it comes with a list of remediation steps that you can do. And that's the power that you have in front of you. So now with that, my job becomes simple. As a CISO, I go in and say, boss, first as a CISO, what do I expect? I want all my applications to be secure, because that's the most vulnerable point. If 80% of the attacks are happening on application security, let's protect that. Right. So we put that in place. So then to the CISO, we say, boss, this is how you protect. Now, the biggest advantage that you get in such a platform is, over a period of time, you educate your developers, because it is assigned back to the developer. Right. So developer thinks again, why is this guy asking me to fix it? See, now we have for quality assurance, what are we doing? If we take a simple parallel example, we have an automation suite. Whatever applications that we built, we run through the automation suite. The result that comes in are fixed before it moves to production. Correct. But now in terms of security, look at the challenge. If you have to, this is the stats from the industry again. So if you have to fix the list of vulnerabilities post-production, you have to spend 30x to 100x of the cost that is required to fix pre-production. 30x.
That's insane.
I said, boss, if it is 30x, better fix it now. So like how you run an automation suite, we simply say, boss, you run it through Bowman. If Bowman results are clear, please go ahead and deploy it, because you have already taken care. For a basic security, in terms of BSH in place, you have Bowman to begin with on your developer side, run the application through Bowman, get it secured, and then deploy it, and then backend it after it has been deployed in production, do a thorough penetration testing. I think you're significantly covered from application security. So this journey of having Bowman in place and the penetration testing followed, this together complement each other very well, and you have a full-fledged application security in place, significantly covered.
Beautiful. And as a small company myself, can I get started? How do I get started on Bowman?
It's simple. So it is, some people say I have a CI/CD pipeline. Right. Some people say I don't have a CI/CD pipeline. Right. My option is, don't worry. You bring the application, we'll set up things for you, we'll put it in the place. You'll of course have a release cycle, a deployment cycle. You have a basic process in place. We will leverage them. You don't need any such expertise. The developer licenses are already available. You take it, you plug it, and then start running over it. So today we have multiple US customers who are using Bowman platform. So to them, the biggest thing that Bowman solves is, first thing, which is a common impediment. You, as a startup, I cannot afford a CISO every time. Yes. So that's when we say you partner with the right team, consulting cybersecurity team for us. So now, when you start with a startup company, first thing they say is, boss, I don't have a security expertise in-house. My statement is, forget it. I don't have a CI/CD ecosystem. I don't have a process in place. My point is, don't worry, that's an easy problem to solve. Third thing is, boss, when you give a list of vulnerabilities, I don't know to make sense of A, B, C, D of it. My problem is, don't worry, because I'm going to give you a remediation steps and tell you why are we doing it. In spite of all of this, you come into account, you need a guy who can speak technology, who can speak operations, who can speak cybersecurity. I will come and sit in front of you and make sure that you fix the whole thing. So this journey that we took care of them made a lot of difference. For a company who don't have security in place, relying completely on Bowman and a penetration testing followed. So this is very, very helpful and powerful in my opinion, which can take people from where they are to where they want to be.
Perfect. That's amazing to listen to, Chidha. You also touched on a little bit of your failures. You mentioned it again, that there have been a lot of failures for you in the past. Can we go through those a bit?
Yeah, of course. I think it's a journey, right? So I think before talking failures, let's see the other side of it. In spite of those failures, I'm standing today, I'm sitting in front of you talking about it. The three things that brought me here, or every time. So we did analyze the failures as a company, as an individual, myself, and also said, what can take us along? I think my simple three powerful mantras that carried every time was continuous learning, understanding market challenge, and industry challenge for that matter, and market shift that is happening. This is critical. And second is continuously trying to experiment and not scared about it, saying, okay, because I've seen failures, I'm not worried about it now. I'm saying, let me see one more. Come on, throw it out to me. I'm ready. So that's about it. And third, with all of this is building a solid network of industry people. I think I relate to people quite well. I talk to a lot of people, and the industry connects to me are very good. So this three helped me carry through the failures. Now, the failures that we attempted predominantly, especially on our products or services, if I have to look back, on three angles, if we can put it. First is we are way ahead of the curve. Industry is now, for example, if I had to speak about DevSecOps 10 years ago, I would have been looked differently. We started talking external attack surface monitoring about 6 years ago. So that's when the concept of EASM was picking up across the market. So we said most of the times we have failed because we were ahead of the curve. Right. And the market need is not yet there. You have a product fit, but not a product market fit.
What do you do in that case?
So first thing we have to do is understand what is customer pain point that we're trying to solve. So every time we said when we are not backed by the product, we went towards the solving customer pain point, understanding consistently what is that are we solving? Why are we solving? Right. How are we solving the customer pain point? Why is it a pain point for the customer? Yeah. And what is the gap in the tool that I have that I can improve upon, like a delta that I can do, which can solve the pain point rather than solve the market need of tomorrow. Correct. So that journey of being ahead of the curve and not backed by the solid market research, not having a product market fit, this all put us into a journey of clearly analyzing, interrogating ourselves, understanding what could be the potential failure from our side. What is that we need to improve? So this interrogation of what we should improve as an individual, as a product, and as a service offering gave us a lot of insight, and for which it required to build a network to get the connect. Right. So that's my journey. So understand the industry challenge, market shift, talk to people, and then experiment it. Today we say that we listed about, I think, when we gathered the whole information on the failure, when we analyzed the customer pain points, we had 274 features. I had an Excel sheet with 274 product feature requests. Wow. I said, man, what am I up to? I said, first, for me to understand, it will take 3 days. Now, should I go into other calls with these industry experts to prioritize these 274 requests? So then we said we have to take a view from the hacker's perspective here. Correct. See, we all do to outsmart hackers. That's the whole objective, right. Correct? And hackers have a way of thinking it very differently than what we think. Of course, yeah. So understanding hacker mindset, playing from the hacker's field, and said, if I have to communicate ROI to you, if I have to communicate value to a CISO, what should I do? Right. How should I do? So that helped me list the feature sets. So we went ahead in detail and said, we'll do A, B, C, D, and every delta we validated with people. So whenever I travel in the US, my first thing is meet the set of customers who I have, and whatever product delta features that I've built, I offer them for free. Nice. I tell them that, boss, you test it for me. It's my request. So I'll tell them that you give it to the team. Let them see, because mostly I work with startups. They are very small, nimble team, and they will relate really value, and they say that they just do a free experiment for me. And we experiment it, we take their feedback, and consciously we see what we can improve for them, consolidate it, and that is really helping us in building the most robust product. So most of the times, whenever I have seen, when you throw the value, people don't take it in that sense. So but when it goes with a personal relationship, I always say, boss, I go and give it to my customer, he doesn't use it. Two things are there. One, you have to leverage personal relationship and give it to right set of people who can see value of your product that you have built. So I choose consciously whom to give which set of product, and we create a small, simple POC for them to play it around. Nice. And at the end of the day, my objective is to get a feedback on the product. At the same time, I also see what value from that POC that I can give it to them. And that journey of that integration point actually helped us. When I tell them, I don't sell it. I said, on my request, you use it. But after they finish it, I go and tell them, this is the value that you can potentially add. So that actually helped us build a more robust product is what I feel, and understand the customer pain points. Yeah. See, another thing that we also do well for all of this is we are extremely focused on solving customer point. Customer is very important to us. But as an organization, because we are very purpose driven, the whole objective is to contribute for the upliftment of society, make a difference in people's life, because we are very purpose driven, we said we need to be an employee first organization. We have to recognize their dedication of our team members. At the same time, care for their well-being. Right. So this too helps in delivering success, because we are a simple entrepreneurial culture within the team. Everybody is, it's a small team, everybody is most welcome, everybody is heard. It's a innovation-based culture. We tell them two things that we ask all our people to do is, one, you bring your free thoughts into the system. Right. Two, go and get the feedback into the customer. So every person who builds the application, one way or the other, interacted to the customer. This is our objective. Everybody, if you are not speaking to the customer, then I don't think you are the right fit to my team. So that's the whole objective.
It's basically a team of entrepreneurs.
Yeah. So I say that, boss, it's your idea, you bring it, we will leverage it, you go do the research, and then come back saying this will help or not help. If it helps, prove it helps from the customer. So this, I think, is a important thing that's helping us out.
Makes sense. So you spoke about leveraging personal connections and getting feedback for specific things about your product in order to make it better. But how do you go about conducting your own research? How do you stay updated with market trends? How do you stay up to date with whatever is happening in the security industry? Are there any avenues that you can tell the viewers about where they can learn like you do?
I think with the way in which things are today, there is no scarcity of information. It is available everywhere. You know, whenever people ask me this question of, Chidha, how do you do your research? What information you choose to read and what information you choose to ignore? I tell them one simple example. See, everyone, we used to say, data is the new gold, right? Yeah. It is a new gold. Yeah. My question to startup is, if you are all recognizing data as new gold, if you don't protect them, yeah. What are we talking? You have to protect your crown jewels. Right. So you have a lot of data. So if you have to protect, you need to be up to par with the industry trends today. Right. So the industry challenge is huge. Market is shifting every day. Understanding what is shifting, what is the new challenge, what are the new kind of vulnerabilities, what are the new kind of attacks, what are the tactics that hackers are using. Consistently, if your focus is to outsmart hackers. Right. So for example, I am very passionate about application security. So now what do? Any hack that happens on the application, in and out of that hack, I read. So if you would have observed my LinkedIn page, every now and then, yeah, I post about a hack, why that hack happened, who are the parties who are victims, who took responsibility, and what could be the potential impact of the hack, and what are the methodologies for that hack that users have used. This, if I can put it in a simple business perspective and understand and enable founders to understand, yeah, this will be helpful. So to question is about where do I do research? It is open Google, you can get anywhere. But very important, Verizon's report is for data breaches is very, very helpful. Every year they sincerely deploy it. If you have to do about privacy, I like Arka's reports on mobile, all of that I go through. There are Forrester's report, I attend Forrester conference, Gartner's, I couldn't afford at that point of time, but I make sure that I follow all of their hype curves, what is happening, etc. So spending significant time every day, in my opinion, it is not about where you search for data, it is about the intent in which you spend your time and regularly spending that time. My point is, every day, at least 30 to 40 minutes, come what may, I read about cybersecurity. What is happening in the industry? What information that comes in. So this consistency, and over a period of time, you yourself know where to go, how do you explore, and then you will navigate your way through understanding what is needed. So my answer is, don't worry about where to read. Give your time of 30 minutes and you will crack where to read and where to get the data.
Perfect. Chidha, with this, I'd like to move to the next segment of the show, in which I ask you, would you rather questions that have been put out by ChatGPT. Are you ready?
Random questions from ChatGPT. Beautiful. Let's play it around.
Sometimes you'd be amazed by how profound they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I have not tried. This is the first time. Okay. I think this reminds me of something while you pull those questions. So whenever I do a podcast, I just go with a concept. The thing I did first was guarding the garage. So where I have spoken about a full-fledged journey of how startups from beginning to end, everything that I've spoken about in greater length, I have spoken. It's about, I think, about 8 to 9 episode series, about 10 minutes each.
Wow.
It's called Guarding the Garage, where any startup founder, if they go through this, everything from the security perspective, how do they approach, what should they do, at what point they should do, why they should do, and how they can protect. All of this journey of Guarding the Garage is a podcast series which is available, which can help. But if you are an NBFC company, I have done a series called Fortifying Finance.
Oh, wow.
So to specifically about NBFC companies, because all of them, NBFC is all about protecting the crown jewels and sensitive data out. So, and also did something on AI Shield, but that is when ChatGPT was picking up. It was not that evolved during that time when I did AI
Ahead of the
Shield.
curve.
Yeah, AI Shield, especially after failures.
Yeah.
So AI Shield is something we have done. So it's good. So throw your questions.
All of these are very important resources for you if you're a small and medium business. The links will be in the description. So the first question for you is, would you rather have the power to instantly learn any new skill or have perfect memory of everything that you experience?
Instantly learn new skill. Because I think you power it. The knowledge is when you talk about it, when you share it with others, when you digest it, that's when it grows. So instantly absorb it and then perfect it by sharing with others.
Okay. Would you rather be a superhero with a secret identity or a famous celebrity with no privacy?
Superhero. I want my privacy. I want my peace.
Would you rather live in a world with no technology or a world without books?
With complete technology all around. I cannot imagine myself without technology today.
Would you rather be stranded on a deserted island alone or with someone you dislike?
Alone.
I can't imagine you disliking anyone. Would you rather live in a tree house or a houseboat?
Houseboat. I like waters.
You like waters. Would you rather have the power to stop time or to rewind it?
I think I'll go with the flow. I don't want to stop time and look back what
You
has
don't
happened.
mess with time.
I don't want to mess with time.
There are a lot of questions that won't work now. Would you rather live in a world where everyone's emotions are visible as colors or where everyone's thoughts are audible?
No, I think everyone's thoughts are audible. I think we have to respect emotions, in my opinion.
Okay, right.
It's good to have those emotions and colors which will make us a better person.
For sure. Very nice answer. Would you rather live in a world without wars or a world without poverty?
Oh, it's a very tricky question. Without wars.
Would you rather have the ability to breathe underwater or survive extreme heat without any discomfort?
With water.
Water. You're a water man. The final one, Chidha. Would you rather live in a castle in medieval times or in a futuristic skyscraper?
Futuristic skyscraper.
You're a technology man throughout, in and out. Well, what's on the roadmap for the future, Chidhanandham? For you, for Bowman, and also for Sumeru?
My thing is, every year I mentor a lot of startups. That's my passion. Build a technology for them and help them protect their crown jewels, their business assets, and bring cybersecurity awareness to them. So as a journey that I wanted to spend more of my time in the coming years to help startups protect themselves well, take cybersecurity seriously, help them build a security-based culture and democratize application security or democratize security for that matter and make defense available to all. And that's what I wanted to put my time. And on the roadmap for Sumeru, we are looking at making a big success out of Bowman. I think we are all set and I think we are seeing a value out of what is happening in Bowman. Yeah. We have now good set of customers from the US, especially because it was easy for US market to grasp what we are offering, because I had a strong startup technology setup clients there in the US. And now we are coming back to India as well. India, I have few clients, but we are going big in terms of understanding there. So any company who develops application, either IT or healthcare or BFSI or NBFC for that matter, if into any tech, prop tech, ed tech, anything. So if you are building an application and want it to be secure, I think Bowman will play the role for you. And I wanted to spend a lot of time for Sumeru to build Bowman a big platform for Sumeru. And that's what I see as a roadmap for Sumeru.
That's amazing. We have a lot of small and medium-sized businesses within our community who would leverage a lot from your wisdom. How can they get in touch with you?
LinkedIn is available, and I'm every now and then I have a Spotify channel called Chidha Inspires. I spend a lot of time talking about different things, either from management perspective, building trust, or how can you build competence, how do you define success, how do you what are the 5 P's. Recently, I think today morning, somebody I was on the way called me and said, Chidha, your 5 P's very helpful. So I spoke about 5 P's to smash your goal. So like that, I keep talking about different audio podcasts. I've started with some video podcasts. Chidha Inspires is a good platform for you to be in touch with, and I'm always available in LinkedIn. The biggest thing that I care for is anybody who touches me, I make sure that they are up to date, updated from me in spite of whatever schedules that I go through. I'm always available for my clients. So feel free to reach out to me in LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out to me through Chidha Inspires, and I'm all available. Any comments will be taken seriously and get back to you.
Chidha, this was amazing.
Wonderful.
I'm looking forward to another episode, by the way. I don't think we've covered enough ground yet.
We will. I'm so happy. Anything that gives information to people, if I can share in a forum like this, and if it can help startups to grow them better, I would love to.
Thank you, Chidha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Wonderful being here.
Thanks.